frozen face. It's Wellness Wednesday. I hope you are well where you are. I'm determined to have some upbeat moments in this live today, as opposed to just focusing on doom and gloom. In North Queensland, it's a very beautiful time of year because we're starting to move into autumn. It's a mild autumn, but it just means you can potentially walk around with some sleeves on during the day, potentially wear long trousers for some of the day. Most of the day you might need two outfits, your morning and your afternoon outfit, and getting up early in the morning, enjoying the sunrise with beautiful crisp morning air is just really delicious. So I am absolutely relishing the change of season, albeit just very, very subtle. It is beautiful, but it does make me miss the four seasons that I used to experience when I lived in the UK for 16 years, having moved back for almost coming up to 4 years ago. You kind of relish the cooler weather, and recently I've been joking with a few parents and friends that I just really would love to wear a cardigan. I'm looking forward to having a cardigan day sometime soon. So that's my thoughts on weather. We'll talk a bit more about weather today. Try not to dwell on it too much. There's a lot of storms still in southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales, as well as Sydney. It feels like there's a permanent cyclone sitting off the coast of some parts of Australia these days, and indeed my wonderful niece is playing the Australian Beach Volleyball Championships at Coolangatta this week, and they're basically playing beach volleyball in cyclonic conditions, so you can imagine that that's quite challenging, but they're doing really well, and they're through to a medal match tomorrow, so it's hugely exciting. I feel a bit emotional thinking about it, so good luck to her. But I also woke to the news that Lismore is in danger of being badly flooded again. So that was sad news for everyone in Lismore today. I'm thinking of people there and hoping that this weather event moves on very quickly, because the Mayor of Lismore rightly said today that everyone is just exhausted, and I can imagine how they're feeling, and it's very, very difficult to be able to prioritize your health and well-being when you're just going from one state of crisis to the next. So I'm feeling a lot of emotion for those people and understanding it, because it's not just in Australia where we're dealing with that. In certain places, it's in many other areas as well. So do take care of yourself, and I think that's really one important thing to say, is that, you know, we can just continually go through the motions, running on that state of depleted energy and adrenaline, and then sooner or later it will catch up with you, and then you become ill, or you develop an illness later on, and then you have perpetuated the effects of the exhaustion, which is not good for our health, particularly when we need to care for others. So do take care of yourself, please. It's the week before school holidays, and the week before Easter holidays is usually, if you've got young children, laden with things, not laden with things, that's the wrong word, I mean, you have the joyous occasion of Easter bonnet parades to attend, which I did yesterday. Both my girls had the Easter bonnet parade at the same time, which was the first time ever, so that was really cool. And it's lovely to see all their smiling and happy faces. We tend to, I think, sometimes miss the relevance of Easter because we're always just thinking about the chocolate. So I have reminded myself this year to think more about the relevance of Easter and hope, etc. And I'm looking forward to having a little bit of break with the kids over this holidays, because December, January holidays were immensely long, but there was no break or reprieve from work really, so I'll take a few days off to spend some time with the kids and do lots of outdoor activities, and go and see some places where potentially I might be able to wear a sweater, so that would be super cool. So I am looking forward to that. This morning I was out doing my marathon training, so it's now 3 months until the Gold Coast Marathon. Fingers crossed it goes ahead. So I'm now running between 40 and 50 kilometers per week. This week, in the last 6 days, I think I've totaled 36 kilometers. So I've after the next few days. I'll get my miles up, but I'm enjoying it. I do have to remind myself that, this morning I ran 11 kilometers and I would need to run this 3 more times in order to potentially complete the entire marathon. But that's okay. It's a good challenge. I think, 15 Ks is comfortable, 16 Ks is comfortable. I can do it. So over the course of the next month, I'll work up to 20 kilometers, and then the following month 25 kilometers, and then the following month 35 kilometers, and then by the time it comes around to running 42 kilometers, I will have done as much as a middle-aged mum, working mum, can do in order to prepare for her first marathon. So I'm optimistic, let's put it that way. But on my run this morning, it was dark when I set off, and I don't know if you saw a picture of me the other day, my eyes had lots of bugs flown into them, because when you go running in the dark and it's too dark to wear sunglasses, but you still need eye protection because the bugs are out in force. And I thought I kind of need transition lenses for running, so that I've got clear to stop bugs going in, and then as the sun comes up that they transition a little bit darker. But that feels like a big luxury at the moment, so I don't think I'll be investing in that anytime soon. But my first 2 kilometers, 2.5 Ks of my run this morning, I was thinking about my friends in Ukraine and thinking about all the horrible things that are happening there still, and the work that we've been doing over the course of the last week. So we've been buying medicines for people. We have been helping with some money for a convent that is looking after orphans outside of Krakow, and generally consolidating our efforts into a few key places in order to keep looking after people as much as we can. But yesterday, my friend who's still stuck in Ukraine was talking about when you go to the shop, you may find some fruit and you may find some vegetables, because they grow them in greenhouses. Don't forget, it's still coming into spring there, so it's very, very cold. It's been -10 and still a lot of snow, so spring is only starting to arrive. So a lot of the fresh food is grown in greenhouses. And she said one thing that she's really missing at the moment is bananas. And I thought, oh my God, in North Queensland we have so many bananas. I'd love to be able to send her a case of bananas, but I don't think any food delivery services are working in places like Kherson and Mariupol right now. Like, it's not a joke, it's shocking. But it was funny because, and not funny, she was trying to make a joke of the fact that when people ask her what she needs or what she's missing, she thinks of bananas. And she said, because it feels like such a luxury. You go to the shop and you see some cucumbers, or maybe there's bread, maybe there's not bread, maybe there's some foods to eat, maybe there's not foods to eat. But she said she can't get past the fact that she's thinking of bananas and how that would be such a luxury, and when all this is over she would really like to have some bananas again. And so I said, I will send you some make you some banana cakes and send them to you. And she was grateful for that, because she understands, I understand what she's talking about. It seems weird and odd to be thinking of bananas when there's bombs dropping all around you, but it would be one thing that would make her feel slightly normal. So there's so much devastation right now. It's really, really frightening. So there's still a lot of work that can be done, and let's hope that there's I felt a little bit hopeful yesterday when I saw that there is lots of secret deals happening around the place and secret negotiations that some of us aren't aware of, but there's also lots of secret scary things happening that you don't find out about until days and weeks after they've actually happened. So one gentleman from a village was reflecting on the fact that the Russians have been circled there for many weeks, and they're going door to door and stealing stuff. But what they're stealing is things like mobile phones, because they want to talk to their families back home. Because when the Russian soldiers and the conscripted soldiers were told to go on exercises or training camp for 3 days, they went taken to the border and their phones were removed off them, and they were told they were going on exercises. So on the 26th of February, when it started, they thought they were doing exercises for 3 days. They weren't told that they were going to invade a country and to try and murder an entire nation. So when they realized what they were doing and they couldn't call home, they started trying to, and they didn't have any food and they don't have any supplies because they're only meant to be there for 3 days, and it's now been more than 30 days. They are having to resort to steal food to feed themselves and to steal mobile phones to call their families back in Russia to tell them that they're alive, and to send help and to speak out against the war. So it's shocking and frightening that that's occurring. But what this Ukrainian man said was, he said, please don't take my phone, I need it to speak to my children. So in that moment, there's a very humanizing story where a soldier with a gun is negotiating with a dad with a telephone. He's saying, give me your phone. And he's saying, no, I need to keep my phone to speak to my own children. And in that moment, the Russian soldier turns and walks away. And there's another video which I've watched of 3 Russian soldiers coming into the courtyard of an elderly couple's house, and they have CCTV running. And the soldiers are shooting in the air saying, give us this, give us this, give us this. And the old woman just walks out and says, get out of my house, get out of my house, get out of my house. And then eventually the 3 soldiers run away because they know they're doing the wrong thing. In Ukraine, they have set up a helpline for Russians to phone to find out the whereabouts of their sons. So more than 15,000 Russian soldiers have now been killed, and those parents don't know where their sons are. Their sons told them a few days before the invasion that they were on exercises, and then the parents haven't heard from them since. So this hotline is dedicated to Russians who are phoning up to find out if there's a record of their child or their son being missing in action. And the Ukrainians are doing their best to catalogue and map the soldiers that have been captured or wounded or killed in Ukraine, so that they can tell the Russian families what's happened to them. And I just think, isn't that tragic and shocking and frightening that the Ukrainians are having to do that to help Russian people? But it shows you the human face of war as well, and that kind of gave me some hope in a bit of madness that things might turn out okay in the end. So the banana thing was interesting, because after retreat and on retreat with the women, we talked a lot about the nutritional profile of food. I think as middle-aged women, and a lot of women really, we focus a lot on calories. And we talk about, oh, I've had this many calories and that many calories today, but we don't talk about the nutritional profile that we've had today. So rather than say, oh, I've had my 2,000 calories today, you could say, look at all of the vast array of nutrients that I've consumed in this given day, which is much better for my body. So I'm trying to encourage people to think differently about how they see food when they see it visually, why they're consuming it, and to ensure that they have a huge variety consistently of highly dense food with a variety of nutritional profile. And then just as I was about to come online, I saw something that was totally relevant, and I want to read it to you. So Princess Anne, she's the Queen's sister. She's 71 years old. She's regarded as one of the hardest working members of the British royal family, and it's been revealed that fruit is the key to her energy. She always carries a kiwi fruit in her handbag, and she doesn't stop for lunch. So she has fruit in her bag, and her snack of choice is kiwi, as it's an excellent source of vitamin C and vitamin K and provides an instant energy boost. It's also good for heart health, digestive health and immunity, and it's high in antioxidants, with research revealing that daily consumption of high level of antioxidants can prevent cancers and limit the risk of cardiovascular disease. So this talks directly about the nutritional profile of a kiwi fruit, and it doesn't mention the word calories. And I would love to see food education change so that we start talking more about the nutritional value of lots of different food, as opposed to thinking about calories that we need to have. So yeah, that kind of was an interesting and resonated with me. So when I'm talking to women about food specifically, I'm trying to show them all the different nutritional profile that make up certain fruits and certain foods, so that you start to make different choices. So today, for instance, in my lunch break, I'm going to make a lasagna for my kids for dinner, but I'm not just going to make a lasagna. I'm going to make a lasagna that has turkey mince, brown lentils, different types of veggies. I'm going to blend up some nuts as well, and I'm going to mix the nuts in with the cheese sauce, and I'm going to put pesto in it, and I'm going to boost up the nutritional profile of that basic lasagna, which is going to taste delicious. They're not going to know that it's full of nuts and veggies and things, and they will enjoy it, and I will enjoy it, and I feel good about that. So it's just really boosting the nutritional profile of the food that we consume. So yes, that is the main things I thought I would share with you today. I hope you're looking forward to Easter. I hope you're staying safe from floods, and taking care of yourself, and have something healthy planned for your day today. And I will see you again real soon. Okay, take care. Bye.